What's up everyone? Welcome to a new video on a channel that hasn't uploaded in forever. Recently, I finally found some motivation to work on some videos, even though editing takes up so much time and effort. And I found a video idea that I really wanted to do. A while back, a YouTuber I watched, TrueGain7, made a video about giving Pokemon teams to anime characters. And I thought that was a really cool and interesting idea, and I wanted to do it myself as well for characters that he hasn't done yet. I will be making full Pokemon teams for a few different anime characters that TrueGain7 have not done already, and huge shoutouts to TrueGain7 for inspiring me to make this video. Now, without further ado, let me set some ground rules before I show the teams. Also, a fair warning, there might be some spoilers in this video based on the story or what the character does, so just be warned. Firstly, each team will consist of only 6 Pokemon. Each anime character will either get 1 mythical, legendary, or ultra beast, with a few exceptions, but no more than 2. Each trainer will also be getting a mega, and could also get a Gigantamax form if it also makes sense. Each Pokemon must be linked to the anime character in some way, and can't just be a vague design aspect, and must either have a major link or multiple links. Each anime character will have unique Pokemon as well, and no duplicates unless it's super necessary, so not every character can have the same Pokemon. I will also be doing a few different characters from the same anime, but only a maximum of 3 anime characters per anime. Now let's get onto the teams, starting with the main character of Gintama, Gintoki. Sakata Gintoki is a lazy glucose addict, but skilled samurai from Edo who is unable to pay his rent. He is the leader of the Yorozuya, and has fought in the Joey War in the past. Firstly, I chose to give Gintoki a Zacian, because Zacian is a dog which could represent Sadaharu, the Yorozuya's pet, and because Zacian also wields a sword, just like Gintoki, and is known as the hero of many battles, which links to Gintoki being a prominent warrior in the Joey War and many other battles in the past. I then chose to give Gintoki a Mega Ampharos, because Gintoki is most commonly described as someone with naturally wavy hair, and you can see Ampharos's naturally wavy hair. Ampharos also originated from Pokemon Gold and Silver, and fun fact, Gin from Gintama and Gintoki means silver in Japanese. I then chose to give Gintoki a Slurpuff, who is a pastry dog, which is once again linked to Sadaharu and Gintoki's love for sweets. I then chose to give Gintoki the Samurai Outer Pokemon, Hisuian Samurott, which is a perfect Pokemon for Gintoki, as both are samurai based, both uses weapons to fight, Samurott having naturally wavy whiskers, and their dark sadistic nature. Now that Hisuian Samurott is a dark type. I then give him a Slacking, due to his laziness and signature nose-picking face that both of them always make, as well as the amount of gorilla jokes the Gintama anime makes. I then chose to give him a Honedge, which is a sword that could represent the Benizakura, a cursed living sword that Gintoki had to fight in the Benizakura arc, one of the best arcs in the anime, or Gintoki's own sword, Lake Toya, as during one episode of Gintama, Yorozuya were in a dream where they were inside of Lake Toya, and there was a Tokayo spirit living inside of it. Now moving on, we have the emo edgelord himself, the main antagonist of Gintama, and the best anti-hero in anime history, Takasugi Shinsuke, who is Gintoki's arch-rival. For Takasugi's legendary, I chose to give him an Yveltal, because both likes to cause massive amounts of destruction, and both are commonly associated with being evil. I then gave him a Mega Absol, which perfectly fits his emo edgelord style, and the fact that they both only have one eye covered. Absol is also known to be a sign of disaster, which fits Takasugi's destructive nature. I then gave Takasugi a Gigantamax Grimmsnarl, who is a very dark and edgy Pokemon that also fits Takasugi's dark and edgy personality. I then gave Takasugi a Dusknoir, which is another Pokemon with a dark personality that is only showing one eye. Dusknoir also drags souls to the afterlife, which could be useful, as he could drag Takasugi's victims into the afterlife after Takasugi murders them. I then gave Takasugi a Kricketune, a musical bug Pokemon, due to both Takasugi and his ally, Kawaki Banzai, often being associated with music. Kricketune Scythes is a sharp weapon that could also slash people's throats, just like Takasugi and his sword. The final Pokemon I gave him is a shiny Beautifly, which resembles his purple and orange butterfly yukata that Takasugi is most commonly associated with. A very edgelord team, if I do say so myself. Next up, the last Gintama character, I promise. Just to complete the trio, I will be giving a team to the Joey Rebel and Gintoki's friend, Zora. I chose to give Katsura a Virizion as his legendary, due to both being powerful fighters who use swords to fight. Virizion is even a member of the legendary group the Swords of Justice, who fights for the right of other Pokemon and hope to make the world a better place, which is like what Katsura wants to do, make Edo a better place with his vision. They are both also the wisest member of their respective groups, and they both look very feminine, with Zora often being mistaken to be female. For his Mega, I gave him a Mega Mawile, due to Zora's long hair and people mistaking him to be a female. People also don't realize that Mawile's hair, which is a mouth, is even a mouth at times, which is kinda dumb because it's very obvious, which could be used as a disguised secret weapon, and we all know that Zora is the Master of Disguises. Speaking of Master of Disguises, Zoroark is the perfect Pokemon for him, having the ability Disguise, being a fierce fighter, and also having long dark hair. I then gave Zora a Staraptor, who is a quick and fierce fighter with somewhat long hair. Staraptor's Pokedex entry says that it never backs down from a fight, even at a disadvantage, where Zora is always at a numbers disadvantage against the Shinsengumi, and Zora could even use the Staraptor as a quick getaway from the Shinsengumi if they are chasing him down. I then gave him a Voltorb to represent Zora's bombs that he always uses to fight, aside from using a sword, and I also gave him a Psyduck, which is used to represent Zora's friend, Elizabeth. Next is the one-eyed king, the half-ghoul, half-human from Tokyo Ghoul, Kaneki. I struggled to find a good legendary for Kaneki, but ended up choosing Regidrago. Regidrago's arms kinda look like Kagane, and Kaneki also once got turned into an artificial dragon, which Regidrago is also a artificial dragon golem made by Regigigas. They both also share a dark color scheme. For his Mega, I chose to give Kaneki a shiny Gengar, whose shiny color scheme references Kaneki's white hair that he gained during the events of the series. The fact that a dark color scheme Pokemon and dark colored hair Kaneki turned into a white shiny Gengar, and Kaneki's hair turning white. It is also a ghost type Pokemon, and ghosts are similar to ghouls, right? No? Okay, moving on. For a Gigantamax, I instantly gave him a Gigantamax Centiskorch, which represents Kaneki's centipede Kagane, and all the putting a centipede in his ears stuff. A Pokemon I didn't think I would give Kaneki, however, was Credilli. Credilli's tentacles are actually its organs that it uses to attack and kill prey, and Kagane are a ghoul's organs that ghouls uses as weapons to fight others with. I then gave Kaneki a Yamask and a Duskull, both for similar reasons. Both have a very dark color scheme, just like Kaneki, and they all have one red eye, just like Kaneki. Both of these Pokemon are also shown having masks, which links to Kaneki's iconic ghoul mask that he always wears. Next up is Akame, the main heroine and assassin from Akame ga Kill. Just like Katsura, I gave Akame a Swords of Justice as her legendary, which is Cobalion. Cobalion is a member of the Swords of Justice and is most arguably the most skilled fighter of the three. The Swords of Justice fights for the sake of others, just like how Night Raid, as Akame's group, is fighting to bring down a tyranny. They both use swords as weapons to fight, with Akame being a very powerful sword user. I then gave Akame a Mega Gallade, as they are both skilled fighters and are very loyal. Mega Gallade also has a blade-like arms, which are similar to swords that it uses to fight. I then chose to give Akame a Salazzle, Crobat, and Toxicroak, all for similar reasons. Salazzle due to Murasame, Akame's Taigu, having a lethal poison, and Salazzle being the first Pokemon to be able to poison any Pokemon with its ability, Corrosion. Salazzle also has a dark color scheme, similar to Akame's. I then gave her a Crobat, also because of the lethal poison from Akame's sword, and the fact that Crobat could be a useful assassin Pokemon with its stealth and speed. Toxicroak is another Pokemon who injects its opponents with a lethal poison and has a dark personality similar to Akame. This will be the only duplicate Pokemon in the video, only because I couldn't find any other Pokemon, but I chose to give Akame a Honedge, which is a cursed sword, just like her Taigu, Murasame. Now traveling into another world, I will be giving a team to the useless water goddess herself, Aqua, from Konosuba. I had to give her 2 legendaries because they both really fit well, and she is the only character in this video to have more than one Pokemon that is a legendary, mythical, or ultra beast, and I mean, she kinda needs it, to be honest. The first legendary I gave her was Suicune, who is a water type legendary, where Aqua is a water goddess. Both of them also have the ability to purify water, and they are both worshipped by others, as Suicune is seen as an important legendary Pokemon by the people of Johto, and Aqua being a water goddess that the Axis cult worship. The second legendary, or mythical, I gave her is Manaphy, which is a water type sea angel, which is similar to a water goddess, kinda. Both of them are also very joyful, and they are both also worshipped. Aqua and Manaphy also has these blue orb thingies on their hair, which is cool, I guess. For Omega, I chose to give Aqua a Mega Audino. Mega Audino has the ability Healer, and both have healing powers and supportive powers who could revive their allies, as Aqua is the main support of Kazuma's team. I also chose to give Aqua a Gigantamax Hatterene, which is another Pokemon with the Healer ability, and they both also uses magical abilities as their main attacks. I then mixed the water aspect and the healer aspect and gave her the healer of the Pokemon Sea, Alomomola, which can even learn Heal Pulse. Her final Pokemon, I had to give her a useless Pokemon, and I was thinking maybe Magikarp, but Magikarp can learn Tackle, so it's not 100% useless. So I chose to give her Pyukumuku, which is one of the 5 Pokemon that cannot learn a direct damaging move. Pyukumuku can only use status or support moves, as it is also pretty useless, honestly. Pyukumuku is also a water type, perfectly fitting this useless goddess. Not leaving the world of Konosuba yet, as next will be an explosive team for the Crimson Demon herself, Megumin. For her legendary, I could have given her a Reggie, as they all often explode, but I chose to give her an Entei instead, due to its explosive firepower. Entei's Pokedex entry says that every time it roars, there is an eruption that occurs somewhere around the world, which are sometimes effusive, which is non-explosive, but more people often associate eruptions as explosive. Entei is also red, which is Megumin's main color, and is also an aspect of almost all the Pokemon on her team. For Omega, she gets a Mega Camerupt, which also has explosive firepower, and can even erupt from its back. I had to give her both Turtonator and Typhlosion, as firstly, Turtonator is red, and has an explosive shell that will explode when it comes into contact with literally anything. And Typhlosion literally has explosion in its name. I then gave her a Gigalith, which is the strongest Pokemon that can use explosion, as it has the second highest attack stat of any Pokemon that can learn the move behind Landorus, but Landorus does not fit Megumin in any way. For her final Pokemon, I had to give her a Pokemon that represented her cat, Chomusuke, so I gave her a Purloin. Honorable mentions are Hatterene, Honchkrow, which both have witch-like cats, just like Megumin, and basically any Pokemon that can explode, really. I didn't give a team to Darkness, however, but if y'all want to see a part 2, then I'll 100% make a team for Darkness in that video. But I want to find an excuse to give her a Raikou, so all 3 of them can have a legendary beast in their team, as that would be pretty cool. Now we can finally travel into another world once again, and this time we reach the world of games, and give a Pokemon team to the two gamer duo, the siblings Sora and Shiro from No Game No Life. I will be giving them both one team that they share, as they share an incredible, inseparable bond that I wish I had with real people. So they could be like Tate and Liza or something, I don't know. I gave them two legendaries as they are true people, so it's technically not really breaking the rules. And the two legendaries are the brother and sister Eon Pokemon, Latios and Latias. Latios and Latias' psychic abilities can represent Sora and Shiro's intelligence and skill, as they are both smart Pokemon who share a very strong bond with one another and their trainers. I then gave them a Metagross, as Metagross is one of the smartest Pokemon to ever exist. Metagross is also a robotic-like Pokemon that could mostly hack into stuff, which could probably help Shiro and Sora on their adventure. And maybe they can even use Metagross as a gaming console to play games on or something. I don't know, up to your imagination. I then gave them a Nido King and a Nido Queen, as they are perfect fits for the King and Queen of Elkia. There are many pair Pokemon in the Pokemon series, but I chose the Nidos specifically, as they are the King and Queens of their region, just like how Sora and Shiro are the Kings and Queens of their new home, and all the chess shenanigans that happens in No Game No Life. Lastly, I picked a Pokemon to represent Jibril, a Fuego, who is Sora's and Shiro's servant, or as they like to call her, their pet, which I chose Hisuian Braviary to represent. Hisuian Braviary can fly and has psychic and magical abilities just like Jibril. It also is a good transporting Pokemon as seen in the Legend Arceus games, and can transport Sora and Shiro around this board, which is the world that No Game No Life takes place in, just like Jibril does. And I must say, this team is probably one of the most powerful teams I gave anyone in this video. I guess we are traveling to the afterlife now, as the next anime character to get a team is Kanade Tachibana, also known as Angel, from Angel Beats. The legendary I gave Kanade is Silvally, due to Silvally being an artificial Pokemon with modified body parts that is made to be like Arceus. Silvally can modify itself with different drives using its Arceus system ability, allowing it to change types, similarly to Kanade, as she is someone who can modify herself using a device to give her new powers and abilities. Type Note also evolved into Silvally after reaching a high friendship with his trainer, which can represent how Kanade is able to develop her character and personality after becoming friends and sharing a powerful bond with Yuzuru Otonashi. Silvally and Kanade are both powerful fighters, and Kanade is even thought to be a creation of God, which is a good fit with a Pokemon that is meant to represent God. I then gave her a Mega Gardevoir, as they are both kudereis who open up to emotions of people that they share a close bond with. Both would protect their close ones at all costs, with Gardevoir even willing to sacrifice its life to save his trainer. Gardevoir can even learn Double Team, which can be used to represent Kanade's Harmonix ability, where she makes clones of herself. Gardevoir also has a heart-shaped thingy on her chest, which could represent the heart that Kanade gained from Otonashi that saved her life. The next Pokemon I gave her was Togekiss, which has an angel-like appearance, and its Pokédex entry states that it is able to bring blessings onto other people, like how Kanade's goal is to help others in the afterlife graduate and reincarnate by finding happiness that they didn't experience while they were alive. I then gave her a Noivern and Nextbloud, which both uses loud sounds and noises to fight, similar to Kanade's howling ability. Noivern can even use sonic-based attacks according to its Pokédex entry, which can represent Kanade's hand sonic ability. Noivern is also a Pokemon that hunts and fights during the night, according to its Dex entry, similarly to Kanade. The final Pokemon I gave her was a Love Disc, a heart-shaped Pokemon that represents the heart that she gained from Otonashi's organs donation that saved her life, which led her to eventually meeting him and thanking him, expressing her true feelings. Like seriously, this ending scene nearly made me cry, and I never cry when watching anime or movies, ever. After finding true happiness, we now got reincarnated into an endless loop of pain and suffering in the world of Higurashi no Naku Koroni, giving a team to Furude Rika. I gave Rika a Celebi as her legendary, as it has time traveling abilities and can go after Rika in the past to help her every time she dies. It is a fairy-like Pokemon and is a guardian deity who is worshipped. Celebi could be like a Hanyu to Rika. The next Pokemon I never expected to give her, but I ended up giving her a Mega Salamence. Mega Salamence is used to represent how Rika's hard work is able to lead her to survive and achieve her dreams. Kinda like how Bagon's dream was to fly and was determined, which led the Bagon to evolving into a Salamence after it keeps on trying to learn how to fly. Mega Salamence is also uncontrollable when enraged, according to its Pokédex entry, which can reference the Hinami-sama syndrome, which basically turns people into angry yanderes. Mega Salamence croissant wings can also represent Hanyu's horns. I then gave her an Absol, which isn't the same as Mega Absol I gave Takasugi, so it's not cheating, as Absol tries to warn others about future disasters, just like how Rika tries to warn others about the Hinamizawa syndrome. Absol also has a horn on his head that is similar to Hanyu's or Ioa's from the series. She also gets a Xatu, which is a Pokemon that can look into the future and knows the disasters that is eventually gonna happen, which makes it afraid. Similarly to Rika, who struggles to try to change the outcome of the future. She also gets a Honchkrow, as according to its Pokédex entry, one cry from Honchkrow would gather hundreds of Murkrow, which can reference how if anyone in Hinamizawa needs help, the whole town will gather and fight alongside each other, no matter how many people they have to fight. Honchkrow has a head that resembles a witch hat, which can reference Frederica Bernkastel, who is a witch and a carnation of Rika's 100 years of torment and emotions. Lastly, I gave her a Morpeko, which is used to represent her double personality, as Rika has a happy and friendly side and then a more serious and temperamental side, which is a clash of Rika's childish persona and her real mature attitude. The final anime character I will be making a Pokemon team for in this video is Fei Rune from Inazuma 11 Go Chronostone, who is my favorite character from my favorite anime series of all time. This bunny footballer gets a Calyrex as his legendary, as Fei is often associated with rabbits, like his rabbit stuffed toy animal, his rabbit Kenshin, rabbit-like skills, rabbit aesthetics, and Calyrex is a rabbit legendary Pokemon. Calyrex has psychic abilities, just like the second stage children, who are genetically enhanced humans who has psychic abilities as well, which is what Fei Rune is, second stage children. They both also once lost their memories but regained them after reuniting with their respective allies. For his Mega, I gave him a Mega Binnet. Mega Binnet can represent the plushie that Fei's father gave to him before Fei threw it away after being abandoned, which led to him hating his father and the plushie until he fully embraced the plushie as a part of his identity. When thinking of a football rabbit Pokemon, there can only be one Pokemon that comes to mind, and it's very obvious, and that Pokemon is Cinderace, which is a football rabbit Pokemon. Its Gigantamax form can represent Fei's Kenshin, which is why I chose to have it as its Gigantamax. Aside from rabbits, the second animal Fei is mostly associated with are dinosaurs, specifically Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is why I gave him a shiny Tyrantrum, which is used to represent Big, a blue T-Rex that he bonded with and mixi-maxed with that helped him get better at football. I then gave him a Stuffle, which can also represent the plushie that Fei threw away, but can also represent his bear friend, Clark Wonderbot, a robotic bear who's helped Fei on his journey. Non-Inazuma 11 fans probably are confused as hell right now. And lastly, for his final Pokemon, I struggled to find something suitable, but ended up with giving him an Umbreon, as both are partly based on the East Asian folklore of the moon rabbit. Umbreon is also a dark-type genetically powered Eevee, which is a good fit for a genetically powered human. And that's it for this video, folks. Which was your favorite team in this video? If you would like me to make a part 2 with anime characters like Vegeta, Rimuru Tempest, Darkness, Rias Grumry, and more, then drop a like and subscribe as it will motivate me to make more videos. Of course, this is all for fun, and everyone should go check out TrueGin7 as he was the one that inspired me to make this video. Both the links to his channel and anime team videos are in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you next time.